It's the Palace preview where we're going to be looking at Ralf Rangnick's first game in charge. We're going to be looking at the likes of David De Gea, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Ronaldo Brown's here.
Back. He never left.
Like he never
I
left.
don't know why I'm saying that because it weren't too long since we've last been here. But I feel like I'll just announce it anyway.
Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is the Palace preview. Joining me, what seems like a long time since I've last done a video with you, is Ronaldo Brown. How are we doing?
You know why?
Why?
Because you kicked me off the last tier 1 interview.
I didn't. It wasn't. If you look, it wasn't an official tier 1 interview.
And you know what I do is,
and I've never kicked you off anything. I can't even kick you off anything.
I won for public call-outs.
Right. Well, publicly call out.
So I've not mentioned this to you before, but I generally just waited until now.
Okay. Right. So starters, I didn't kick you off anything. Secondly, there wasn't a tier 1 podcast. And thirdly, I am unable to kick you off. That is as much your show as it is mine. So if you're not on it, then you maybe ought to start looking in the mirror. But I'm glad we had this discussion now at the beginning of the Palace preview. I think it's constructive.
Yeah, it is.
That aside, how are we doing? Are you excited about Ralf Rangnick's evolution?
I am excited.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I feel like we already started to see a little bit of like remnants of things that we could expect to see under Rangnick, under Carrick, to be honest. I know Carrick's saying he didn't have much influence, or out influence from Rangnick, but I think there was a slight change in the way we set up under Carrick to Ollie. And I think it's a decent segue and transition into the big man himself. But I thought I'd pull that in because I think Carrick did a great job in the week that he was
100%.
That he was interim.
You were buzzing, weren't you?
Caretaker.
Hey, you've got a bit of a thing for Arsenal, haven't you?
But a thing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
You can call it that.
When I say a thing, I mean like a massive amount of hatred.
I've got an undying hatred. And the fact that Carrick has left me with an Arsenal win.
Yeah. Is he like a... He goes down, just gone up in your estimation.
Yeah, he goes down just... Obviously, you've got...
Go on.
Sir Alex Ferguson 1A, and then you've got Michael Carrick 1B.
Really?
Yeah.
Above Busby? Interesting.
I never saw Busby.
Oh, right. Okay. Can't argue with that logic.
So it's got to be a personal one.
Right, all right. Your personal one is then Michael Carrick's just below Fergie because of that win over Arsenal. Carrick did a fantastic job, left with a lot of dignity as well. But it is Ralf Rangnick who takes charge of this game against Palace at Old Trafford. You said there, Ronnie, that you saw that Carrick sort of implemented a little bit of a change that you felt might have been influenced by Rangnick. Do you think we're going to see, we'll get to your team later, but do you think we're going to see a massive change in this Manchester United side? Not just in the sort of the lineup, but the style, the way they play or anything like that? Or do you think it's too soon to expect a manager to make a massive impact in what is basically a few days?
No, we're not going to see a change immediately. We can at least see attempts, but to kind of implement a new style, philosophy, and kind of strategy that we're expecting, things like that take time, and it could take a lot longer than we may think. He's only got 6 months, which is a very, very short window in itself to kind of implement a style in the team, especially a team full of egos and superstars that we do have. And if you combine that with I know that I'm going to criticise him straight away.
Yeah.
Players like Fred and McTominay and that McFred dynamic, that is never, ever going to be world beaters. They're never going to be even a top 8 midfield partnership in the league. It's going to be very difficult for him to kind of formulate a plan that's going to be a quick fix. But if we can at least see some sort of progression, because we do still have players outside of that that are enough and are good enough for us to make a decent, like to kind of salvage the season in a way, and not this free fall that we were on before Ollie obviously left.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't think it's going to be immediate. It's not going to be a quick fix, but I think if there's a man that has the credentials to do it, then it is Rangnick. And if we could see like improvement, because even though I did say it's not going to be a quick fix, just the simple things that we didn't see under Ollie, especially in the last 2 months, in terms of just running further, sprinting harder, just working harder generally.
Yeah.
That can be something that could be implemented really quickly, and that could actually make a little bit of a difference. Because obviously we've seen all the stats and the metrics about United and their running and how lacklustre it's been in comparison to all the other teams in the league.
Yeah.
If you just kind of flip that a little bit, we've got enough quality up the pitch to make a decent run-in for the rest of the season, especially because it's weird because about the problems we've had. I don't think scoring goals has been United's problem.
No. No,
it has to be the other way.
I agree. It's easy to sort of think, oh, we're rubbish, and we have been rubbish in performance-wise for a little spell, but we have got class players. Do you know what I mean? I've said this a million times. It's like, these aren't bad players, just some players who are performing badly, if that makes sense. One player who's a bit of an enigma in a minute, and I want to get your take on this, is David De Gea, because it seems like almost every game with David De Gea in a minute, we see the sort of the ridiculous or some of the not so great and the sublime. Against Arsenal, we saw, and it depends on your take again. Fred stands on his foot. Is that his fault? Probably not. I think he made a bit of a meal of it, and obviously they get the goal. Then we seen a fantastic save later on. There was another save as well he made. I think it was offside, but he still made a great save. It's similar to like you look at the Watford game. I know that was obviously under Orley, but he saved 2 penalties, but he's at fault for one of the goals. I just feel like
feet still famine.
It seems a little bit erratic. And what my sort of question that I'm getting, going a long way around asking you is, do you think he's going to fit into Rangnick's system? Because Rangnick likes to play football and maybe play out the back as well. De Gea's attributes of shot stopping out the back isn't great, and also when you've got the question marks about is he as reliable as you think? Do you think De Gea could be someone who makes way?
No, I definitely don't think he makes way.
No,
definitely not. I think De Gea, as up and down, as enigmatic as you described it, as someone that kind of can be feast or famine, he's been too good in terms of big saves and big moments this season that have kind of saved us from further embarrassment. That I think he's one of the players that have solidified his place under Rangnick for at least in the near future. Mm-hmm. Whether he can become that footballer that can be fit into the system in terms of playing out the back and kind of starting attacks, remains to be seen. I don't think the backup goalkeepers at United are that much better than De Gea, or any better than De Gea that anyway. I don't think it's a big enough gap for it to be a complete switch in style by one keeper to the next.
You don't think Dean Henderson's a bit? I mean, regardless of what you think, I think distribution-wise from Dean Henderson, I wouldn't say. I know it's slightly different. It's a different
I've not seen anything
commanding his area is a bit better as well.
That's what I mean. But I'm not seeing anything from Dean Henderson that suggests that is some sort of huge upgrade from De Gea in terms of distribution at all. No. If I'm being honest. And
so maybe you're not in the conversation.
Exactly. And what you're talking about yesterday, I do put De Gea at fault as much as Fred. Obviously, Fred just being a little bit clumsy. Yeah. It's accidental. But for De Gea to kind of literally the ball just being headed out to the 18-yard box, it's not like it's gone to the halfway line or it's gone out of play. To kind of go on the floor and just ride around like that. I said to myself, I was at the game and I thought, without seeing replays or knowing who did it, I was like, that goal's going to stand because the refs literally blew the whistle when the ball's already gone in. And
I was having this argument where I was because people were saying he blew before, and I was like, he didn't. And Maguire was gone like that. Like, he blew the whistle, obviously. But I was like, he blew after the ball went in the net. That's not the argument.
Exactly. And even if he did blow it, he shouldn't blow because it's not down to Arsenal to get the ball out of play unless it's a head injury anyway. So I feel like De Gea should have been a little bit, as much as, I don't know his pain, but he should have been a little bit tougher. Know that you can't just go down, leave the goal exposed and the ball's not going out of play. And I said to myself, if he actually gets up and he's fine after we've conceded, I'm going to be fuming because it means that you weren't obviously hurt enough.
Yeah, it wasn't like he broke his foot or something. You go, okay. It's not like he's faking it or he's making a meal out of it. The guy's in genuine agony, but it was like he was all right. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
It's just basically a goal that only Manchester United this season would concede, isn't it?
I feel like he might not have realised it was Fred who stamped on him, and he thought like it was someone else, and then he's gone down because he thinks, oh, this is a foul. But,
play to the whistle, man. Yeah. I wouldn't agree with that anyway.
I know I wouldn't, but I'm just saying that's because I can't see that if he thinks his old man stood on his foot, he's going to go, like, come on. Yeah, do you know what I mean? That makes zero sense. At least if you think it's someone else, it makes a little bit of sense. But that made zero sense to me. And everyone was going, oh, he's been fouled. And I was like, I wasn't sure on it myself. I was like, I don't know what's going on there. But I'm never confident when David De Gea goes down in the box. I'm never confident that we're going to get a free kick or foul. Because there's so many times where it doesn't happen. It's just, he's his own player or he's been a bit too soft. And that's just what I was wondering whether Rangnick might go, the distribution side of things, the erraticness.
The issue with De Gea is, like you've said, I think De Gea's best form, we've said it all the time, he seems to thrive off chaos.
Yeah, it's a shame because when we play well, he doesn't seem to play as well.
Seems.
And when we're rubbish, he seems to be like the best goalkeeper ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, it's not a happy medium. Okay, we've covered the David De Gea side of things. What about the rest of the team? Let's go through your predicted 11. I obviously think you can have David De Gea in goal. Talk us through the rest of it.
Yeah, I have David De Gea in goal. I have Delo right back after his great performance yesterday. Yeah. I think he put in a performance that deserves another goal, another run out.
Okay.
Lindelof, Maguire, I don't think Varane's back yet. I'm not too sure.
There might be. It's a maybe, yeah.
It'll be iffy if he comes straight in.
I'd wait with Varane. I think we rushed him back last time, didn't we? Let's just take our time.
I think Teller's left back as Luke Shaw's still a bit of a iffy with his concussion. But and I've gone for McTominay 6, but I've gone for a little bit of a diamond, or 4-3-1-2.
Nice.
And I've gone Van der Beek, Fred, because I think that's what Rangnick might go for. I've gone for Fernandes in the 10, and I've gone for Ronaldo and Greenwood up front. And the reason why I've dropped Rashford out of it.
Do you know what? It's not even right. Go on, explain yourself.
And Sancho.
I was about to say, Sancho's the one I'm more surprised
It's just the fact that some of the formations that Rangnick does like to deploy often doesn't have out-and-out wingers. I know he had 4-3-3 at Hoffenheim, but he kind of went away from that in his kind of more recent managerial tenures anyway. But I just thought Rashford he still looks like he's trying to find his form again.
Yeah,
I think he looked slightly fatigued actually. Against Arsenal. So I think judging by his form, I think he's going to miss out. And even though he did get an assist for Ronaldo, I just think it wasn't a great game for Marcus Rashford. I love Marcus Rashford, but it wasn't a great game for him. Big fan of his, but
rewrite history. It wasn't.
Yeah, he didn't have a great game. I think Jadon Sancho is going to miss out because obviously he's had a lot of football recently. I think he was also one to look slightly fatigued going into the latter stages of the game. I think teams are going to rotate when you get into this busy kind of December, Christmassy period. And I felt like Greenwood didn't come on against Arsenal because there were plans of him starting against Palace. I think that was one of my beliefs because I saw him warming up a lot. And literally, he was the only one.
But you think that's Rangnick already saying for the Arsenal, having an input in the Arsenal game, looking through?
I'm not too sure. I just believe. I doubt he did.
I'm saving you for the Arsenal game where I won't work here anymore. And for the Palace game where I won't work here anymore.
And I think I could see him fitting more into the system. Obviously, you want to get our star boy back in the team.
I love it. Listen, I'm never going to moan about Mason Greenwood starting a game. I love the kid.
So Greenwood and Ronaldo up top.
He does need some more game time as well. And he's not had a lot of this season because of COVID and other stuff as well. Like I think he had an injury at one point and it was COVID, wasn't it? Or was that the same thing? Yeah. Anyway, it's not his fault. He's missed out on some games, but we need to get him back in.
Exactly.
I understand that.
The thing is with the diamond as well, and you look at that and think lack of width straight away. But it's got a little bit of balance to it because obviously you've got Ronaldo as a left forward and he likes to kind of drift out left side anyway. And you've got Greenwood right forward and he likes to drift out. And you can get them going into out and out to win a little bit. And with the fullbacks, as Tellers and Delo have shown against Arsenal, obviously in a diamond, you generally need your fullbacks to be a little bit more ambitious, a little bit more progressive, and I think Delo and Tellers have shown that that's generally where they work best.
They were getting forward a lot against Arsenal. Yeah, they did run out of steam though, didn't they?
They did.
There was one point in the second half where I think like one of them, I think it was Delo, just went. The ball went through. He's just like, I'm not going to make that. I can't like. You think he's knackered?
Not had much football as well.
It was like there was a massive drop off on about the 70th minute. But fair enough. No, I thought they did well because I was a little bit nervous when I saw the starting lineup against Arsenal. But they both quit.
They surprised me.
Well. Yeah, they did. Because Villarreal, I was like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Like earlier this season, but against Arsenal, they both did very well. We'll have a look at my team now. We'll get to my one. Very similar. I've stuck with a 4-2-3-1, but it could be a diamond. It could be still like you were saying about maybe Michael Carrick's looking at or Rangnick's having an influence, and we have seen that. Yeah. Back five, I think, is the same as yours for the reasons that you've given. I've gone with Fred and Donny van der Beek. I've got them there in the holding role, but I think you'll see both of them maybe dropping in and pushing on. I think there's just got to be a way of fitting Donny van der Beek into this team because I think he might get a chance, or he will get a chance, under Ralf Rangnick. I've gone with Jesse Lingard on the right-hand side, and I'll tell you why. I think Marcus looked fatigued as well. I don't think he had a very good game. I think as well, Delo might need a little bit of protection, and Jesse could help out a little bit, tracking back, because if someone like Zaha likes to go wandering, doesn't he? And if he goes and starts targeting fullbacks and running at him, you're going to need a bit of help there. And you might not necessarily get all the help you need from the likes of Van der Beek and Fred. So I think both Sancho and Lingard can drop back if they need to. Sancho, I just feel we're starting to see the Dortmund Sancho in a minute. So I want to keep that going. I understand what you're saying about maybe he needs to rest. He's played a lot of football, but I just think keep that momentum going while he's doing well. Bruno Fernandes, it speaks for itself, and Cristiano Ronaldo. I was with you on the Greenwood thing. I was tempted to think, will I want to say this is obviously a predicted 11. I'm thinking, will Rangnick want to go with Greenwood? But I thought, I just think he'll stick with Ronaldo, and unless you was going to drop someone else, which you've done, you've dropped another winger or whatever.
Yeah, it did. Because even though Dalot played well, Telles played well, obviously he had a tough night against Arsenal. I wanted to go for Dalot again because I kind of thought, even though some people might suggest bringing Wan-Bissaka back in because to deal with the likes of Zaha on the left.
And he knows it. Obviously, they played together, didn't he? He does know him. I don't know what the situation is with Wan-Bissaka as well. He's how fit he is, what's going on now. Yeah. If he was 100%, I'd probably be thinking that Rangnick will go with him. But
yeah, it seems like there's some I don't know if he's slightly fallen out of favour or
I don't know. Yeah, it's not been a great season for Wan-Bissaka though, and I was hoping this season we'd see that step up. It'd start, almost sort of metaphorically and literally, being better up at the top end of the pitch. Yeah. But defensively, he's looks all over the gap.
Exactly. It'd be a tough game though for Dalot against Zaha. Obviously, he struggled against Danjuma, but I just feel like because he played so well.
Yeah, they've got some good players, Palace. They're a bit of a, they're a bit up and down as always, but Vieira's got them playing some nice football. Yeah. We'll have a little look at Crystal Palace. One of the players that was mentioning earlier off camera was you can see the form there first of all from Palace. So they love conceding a last minute goal, don't they, Palace? I've seen them a few times. They did it. I think they did against Leeds as well. That was a 93rd minute goal. So that must be incredibly deflating if you're a Crystal Palace fan. One sort of bright spot this season has been Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, star man, definitely.
Yeah, he's got I think 4 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League. Obviously, he's on loan from Chelsea. He's done really well. He's
I think one of their centre halves is from Chelsea as well.
I mean, they've got, like I say, you look at as well, not just the players they've got coming in, but they've also got Benteke, there you go. Benteke's been playing well. He's been finding his feet again, and when it looked like his form had deserted him and he was done.
Yeah, he's found his form.
He's weird, because he was a guy that when 20 games, whatever it was, without goal. And you're like, this guy's just done. He's not a Premier League.
He's had a revival under.
Yeah, 4. I think he's got 4. I think him, Zaha, and Conor Gallagher have all got 4 goals each. Exactly. It's not like setting the world like, but it's decent.
And they've brought in that little Edouard. He's been decent as well. But it's, with them is they've kind of changed the style of play a little bit from when they played under Hodgson.
Yeah, well, I think they needed that, didn't they? But I don't think you get a manager who's going to continue to do more. I think if Vieira wants to make a name for himself, you want to show you're your own man, and also you've got a bit, no disrespect to her, certainly, because he did well at Palace, but you got a bit more, I don't know, bit more
flair to him. Yeah, they're definitely a little bit more attacking, not as direct, but they're a little bit more possession based. It's one of them where we go into this game thinking it's obviously winnable, but it's not going to be a walk in the park against Palace.
Look, Palace as well. Yeah. They've won 2 of the last 3 games at Old Trafford, I think, in the league.
Yeah, they haven't. I think they've picked up points away. Obviously, they beat City at Etihad this season. They've also drawn away at Arsenal this season.
They're not. It's not a gimme, that is it?
No, it's not a gimme at all.
It's a difficult game with some good players, and also Ralf Rangnick's first game. The pressure's on, man. You cannot be losing your first game to Crystal Palace. That is a disastrous start.
Exactly, you can't.
Do you know what I mean?
And you know what it is? I'm also looking at matchups, and when Benteke is on form, he can be a bit of a bully. As in, he's a physical presence. His hold-up's great. His touch can be great. He turns into a little bit of, especially when the ball's launched into him. Not exactly Fellaini-esque, but like the ball can stick when he's feeling himself. And I worry about strikers like Christian Benteke against Lindelof. I think Lindelof generally struggles against physical strikers, and that's what I looked at in the game and thought, hopefully Maguire kind of takes up that mantle. But if he does peel himself onto Lindelof a little bit, we could be in trouble. Yeah,
you could. Because I was thinking, when I was looking at it, I was thinking Maguire against Benteke. I think that's a decent matchup now. And I think Maguire will fancy his chances. But, you know yourself as a striker, he could be like...
I don't know, man. Maguire this season.
Moving over there. And that's a good point. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit kind towards him there. Do you remember that over there kick for the Scousers against us from Benteke?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Martial's debut. We still won 3-1, so let's not get too giddy. But yeah, I remember my mate was giving him a load of stick, Benteke.
It's mad how we got to.
And then a minute later, he scored that overhead kick. And I remember saying to him, it's your fault. Yeah, Joe. Hopefully, I won't see any overhead kicks from Christian Benteke or any other Palace players. What do you reckon the score's going to be, Ronnie?
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for United. Oh. Generally decent with predictions as well, scoreline.
Yeah, you've done all right this season, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done pretty well.
Yeah? Did you predict a 5-0 loss to Liverpool?
No, I didn't.
I don't think anyone would have dared to say that on this channel.
I think I predicted 3-0 loss.
Yeah, well, fair enough. No, you're going 3-1. I'll go with a workman-like 2-0. I think, I can see 2-goal cushion. I know.
Going for a clean sheet.
I know it's
bold,
ambitious with United, isn't it? Clean sheets even with this team, like Rocky knows. But you never know. Right, Ronnie, where can people find you?
Ronaldo Brown _98 on Bird app. And on Insta, Ronaldo Brown _
Yes.
Find me.
Come and find him on Instagram and Twitter and all that jazz. Make sure as well you're checking out the 12 days of Paddock. We're doing a giveaway. You join the membership where you get loads of content as well, like extra content. You'll also get the chance to be in a prize draw and win a host of prizes, including a PlayStation 5, which I'm led to believe is quite good, that, for you youngsters. Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. There you go. It was a ringing endorsement there. So make sure you check it out. If you're not doing as well, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season, by which time we'll see Ralf Rangnick's revolution coming to fruition. That's been Ronaldo Brown. I've been Jay Motty. This has been the Crystal Palace preview. Thanks for watching.